Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Engineering and You. Engineering and You is where we stir up passion in young Nigerians to study engineering. We know that without engineering, we can't have a future. The future of today is engineering. My name is Tunde Olaniro, and if you are used to this program, is where it's a very interactive one, where we get to talk to you and you get to talk to us. And for this week, we have a question that you must answer. And if you get that question right, you will get a gift, and the gift is courtesy Engineer Prince Yemisi Shilon, FNSE, and supported by Nigerian Society of Engineers Abeokuta branch. On this, our question for the day is this: which blood group must a person belong to be able to donate to any other person? Which blood group must a person belong to be able to donate to any other person? If you know the answer, please let us know. Call us with a phone number that will be shown on your screen any moment from now. And on Facebook, just drop the comments at Ogtv, and on YouTube at Ogtv Abeokuta. On Instagram too, you can also follow us and let the conversation continue from there. And on this note, I would like to take a very short break. When I return, I will be bringing in my guest, who is already in the studio, and I will let you know who he is and what he does for a living. Welcome back, and my guest for today is Engineer FELIX ADEGBOYE. Engineer FELIX ADEGBOYE is presently the National Vice Chairman, Telecommunications and ICT, a division of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, and the immediate past chairman of NIEEE, that is the Nigerian Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineering. He is a member and a former Pro Tem Secretary of the Council. He is a former OFC project manager with Telnet Nigeria Limited. Engineer Adegboye is an outside plant and external line plant specialist. He has also diversified into designing and implementation of solar energy system. He practiced for more than 30 years in the private sector. Engineer Adegboye, you're welcome to Engineering and You.
Thank you very much.
I often ask this question, and I will also ask you, why choose electrical and electronic engineering of all the fields of engineering that exist?
Yeah, you'll understand that engineering is not complete without electrical electronics, because that is the power. If a civil engineer builds the house, a structural engineer builds the house, you need other amenities to make the house comfortable for use. The ACs, the lightnings, and other things like that. Otherwise, you will enjoy no comforts. And a medical doctor, whatever equipment you have, if there's no power to drive it, it's useless. It's just a structure that you have no benefit to anybody. So, in that wise, after my own school start, I decided to go into engineering, but not another engineering, electrical, electronic engineering. So maybe you want to hear how I got into it. I don't know.
Yes, that's the.
Yeah, when I finished my school start in 1982, I wanted to do business administration because I think I love it. Situation came that for some reasons I had to go into technical training under the West African Portland Cement Company at Abeokuta. So I was admitted out of 430 or 412 were chosen, and I happened to be one of them. And I was admitted to electrical, technical, technicians training. And right there, I was introduced to electrical engineering, but the technician level anyway. And that's where I picked the interest. But then what really happened, I wasn't supposed to be an engineer because I didn't do physics in my school certificate because there was no teacher. In those days, it was difficult to come across physics teachers. And the school I attended, Angan Grammar School, Kenlai 4, we didn't have my own set. And so after I started that training, I just decided that, well, look, engineering is sweet, because there we started the electrical installation, rock plugging, all those basic things, and I was enjoying it. And so I picked up physics and said I was going to divert myself into electrical engineering. So I picked up physics on my own as a private student, and under nobody's guidance, and I picked up, I think it was Abbott. Okay. And I read it from page to page, answered many of the questions, and went for the GCE November, December, and I got it. So I was able to have my complete whatever that. And then since that, I said, well, I'm not going to complete, I wasn't going to complete this training. I needed to go to a higher institution, because the idea in Abeokuta, that was what aroused my passion. I hate being a second fiddle person. So I found that those who graduated from the school are kept as technician grade 1, not even senior staff. Some of them have spent 10 years after graduation. I still continue to see them as technician grade 1. I say, so after my 4 years, this is how I'm going to be. Whereas I will see my friends who came from polytechnic or university, and at the time of lunch, we will go and file on the junior staff, and those who have graduated, who are technical grade, will all file on the same at the junior staff canteen. My friends who had OND or who just finished ND1 and wanted to go into, they have 4 months CWS, and you see them go into supervisory canteen, and the coppers will go into. I say, no, I can't continue like this, so I had to resign. I struggled. So I took some, that time you have to take a form from any of the schools you want to go to. So I took Federal Polytechnic Ilaro, and I took Ogun State Polytechnic Abeokuta, because I said, well, I had no sponsor. So for me to go to university straight and spend 4 or 5 years to be difficult. Let me do 2 years and then have a break and then go back again. So as a result of that, I entered, because of my passion for BizAdmin, I entered BizAdmin for Federal Polytechnic Ilaro, Ogun State Polytechnic Electrical Engineering. And when the result came out, Ilaro came out first. It was published in the Daily News, I think Daily Times of those days, and my name was there. I said, look, that's a problem. After a while, Ogun State Polytechnic also came up, electrical electronic. I was in the trouble. I said, which one then? I said, well, I have started this one. I look at what engineers could do, that life would not be worth living without an engineer. Talk about it. We bring comfort, emphasize a problem, and we are just like God did in those days. And God wanted to create man. And before he created man, he looked at what does man need? Because if I don't make all the necessary things available, create a conducive environment for man to thrive, he won't enjoy it. That's what engineers do. And so I had to go, and that's why I decided to go into electrical engineering. I went to Polytechnic, and then after Polytechnic, OND, HND, then I had to go to university to do a postgraduate diploma and do some other things like that, and here we are today. And I enjoy what I'm doing. I used to thank God I didn't go into business administration, even though I'm a project management manager now. But
well, if you ask an average young person, yes, they will tell you that they would rather go into showbiz than go into engineering. Is it that engineering does not really pay much money?
There is money in engineering. The problem these days is that people don't want to wait for the time. You need to gather experience. When you graduate as an engineer, you need to go here and there as a pupil engineer. You can't make money that time as a pupil. You are like an apprentice. Because you need to align what you learned in the class with what is practiced outside. The time you were learning, you can't have money that time. You will see a technician or a craftsman. Those are the people that will put you through something. But the difference is that If you employ a technician today and put him on a job, and employ an engineer today, put him on a job, it will take, what will take the technician 10, 15 years to learn, the engineer will learn it in 2 weeks. He learns fast and then surpasses, and then he will now align what he's learning on the field with what he has learned in school. And because of that, so what I'm saying is that the money will come after you got the experience. But many today just want to have the money quick. You want to get rich quick. There's no getting rich quick. And let me tell you also this, that what gives joy, satisfaction, fulfillment to an engineer is when you prosecute a project or design something, and at the end of implementation, you implement it well and the thing works. It gives us joy, fulfillment than the money. Definitely the money will come eventually.
All right, our topic for today, okay, we have a caller. Hello, Covenant.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, Covenant. How are you doing?
I'm good.
I'm sure you want to ask my guests a question and you want to answer our question for the day, so go ahead.
Okay, the blood group that can donate to every other blood group, it's blood group O.
All right, I'll let you know if you've gotten our answer correctly. But what question do you want to ask my guests?
What question do I ask?
Pardon me?
Can you repeat yourself?
Can you hear me?
I hear you now.
All right, Covenant, we'll get back to you if you have gotten our question correctly. Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you.
So our topic for today is ICT and telecommunications, the engineering perspective. Now, is there anything that engineering has to do when it comes to information and communication technology? Does engineering have a role in that?
Yeah. Take note of that word, technology. We have an IT industry. Are you getting me now? Which has to do with engineers and non-engineers. But when it comes to ICT, that's information and communication technology. The information technology, that is management of information with the use of computers, and then the technology itself is like the express road, the conveyor that you need to transmit those information, to get it across to the people. Without the engineering, the information will not transmit and be received. So the IT person does the design, the software applications and this and that, but you have a vehicle. You understand me now? You need road to get it to where it's going to.
So engineering is the one that provides the road to get the information from one point to the other.
So the other.
All right. If in telecommunications now is an arm of electronics engineering, is that correct?
Yes and no.
Okay, explain.
We have electronic engineering, or let me just say, traditionally it was electrical engineering. Under electrical engineering, we now have the heavy current option and the light current option. The heavy current option is the power systems and machines and code and so on. Then under the light current option, we have the electronics, we have telecommunications. Even though telecommunications is still application of electronics, you understand? To build some equipment, you use electronics equipment, electronic devices, build up equipment. Are you getting me? The equipment you build is to be used to transmit information. The information could be video, could be...
All right, we have a call. Okay. Chibuike calling us from Onitsha. Chibuike, good evening.
Hello.
How is Onitsha this evening? Hello, Chibuike, can you hear us?
Hello.
How are you? How is Onitsha this evening?
Onitsha is fine, sir.
All right. Do you want to ask my guests any question? Whatever question you want to ask, go ahead.
Onitsha is fine, sir.
Say what?
Hello. Hello, Chibuike.
No, just like that. After the question.
All right, I think.
Did you hear what you said?
Chibuke, if you can hear us, we are not getting what you are saying. So if you can hear us, please just call us back and we'll continue our conversation. Chibuke, thank you very much for calling.
That's one of the problem of telecommunication.
So that is telecommunications.
Yes. Yeah. And that is why my own field of concentration or the area of concentration of competence is the optical fiber network. That's what we call OFC.
Okay, can you give us the details of that so that we can learn?
Yeah, optical fiber cable is deployed to avoid the problems or to mitigate against the limitation of wireless transmission.
Okay.
Now, wireless transmission is accepted to be the most dependable and reliable channel of communication.
Okay, we have another caller. Matilda. Good evening, Matilda.
Good evening.
How is Port Harcourt today?
Fine.
Okay, do you want to ask my guest a question?
I only want to answer the question.
All right, you can go ahead and answer the question. What's your answer?
Is all positive.
All right. Okay, Matilda, stay tuned. Keep listening to us. We'll let you know if you are correct or not. Thank you very much for calling.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Yes, so wired communication is more reliable. But in the wired communication, we have this fiber. Fiber is glass and cladding. That's why it's very, very, very delicate in deployments. Now, simply let me take it in layman language. It has unlimited, it's like unlimited express road. That the limitation depends on the terminal equipment you deploy.
Okay.
So it's as big as can take the whole of Southwest talking at the same time, and nobody will block. But the limitation we have depends on the terminal equipment that you have. So fiber is to provide a wider broadband that has no limitation. Access road.
Is that why we see some fiber cables being laid by some telecoms companies along the road?
Yes.
Okay, in layman's language, what are we? Is it to achieve better talk time or internet
quality, internet, video? Because of the deployment of this 3G, 4G, 5G, and maybe like in China where we have 6G, you need a wider access route, a bigger, just like federal government has changed the two-way, from Lagos to Shagamu now, and then 3 lanes from Shagamu to whatever, because of the volume of traffic. So to be able to contain the volume of traffic, and considering the fact that now you can transmit video, you can transmit graphic at the same time, heavy files. So it is only optic fiber cable that can enable you to do that without problems.
Okay, let's hope we can take this call. Hello, Sarah. Hello, Sarah. Good evening.
I can hear you. Good evening, sir.
How is Benin today? Please turn down the volume of your TV set, Sarah.
I've turned it down.
All right. What do you want to ask my guests questions for the day?
Yes, I wanted to ask a question and ask you a question.
All right, go ahead. What's your question?
Not that can transfer to any blood is open to.
That's your question.
Okay, my question. Okay, what's the answer?
You get the question.
All right. Sarah, our time is up.
Can you hear me?
I'm trying to hear you, Sarah. Speak a little louder.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, Sarah.
Hello?
Can you hear me? I'm trying to hear you. I'm trying so hard to hear you.
I said the question in Can you Okay, part-time course. So then you want to go for part-time course.
Part-time course, all right. If you want to go for a part-time course.
And I will go, at the same time, also to be going for the theory.
All right, did you get that? She wants to go for a part-time course and at the same time go for another course that is part-time course in engineering, another course together. Can it work?
Well, it depends on your capacity. It also depends on the school. If the school can accept part-time, but the prerequisite will remain the same, whether part-time or full-time. You still need to pass all your courses. You need English, mathematics, physics, chemistry. If you have them, and you're up to 5 subjects, and they can admit you, and the school accept that you should do part-time, fine, no problem. And I don't know the capacity, because engineering takes time. Mathematics, you do a lot of mathematics and practicals. So doing that and on part-time basis, I don't know, but.
All right, our time flies when you are having fun. Thank you so much to all our callers that called us today. The network really works well today, so we had a lot of callers. And the winner for today is Covenant from Rivers. Covenant dropped a message on Facebook early enough, so he's our winner for today. Covenant, I know you are watching. Please call us 0703-161-1497 to claim your prize. And for the week, the question for the week as we round off is what is responsible for protein synthesis? What is responsible for protein synthesis? If you know the answer, please put it on Facebook at Ogtv, on YouTube at Ogtv Abeokuta, and on Instagram. We will let the conversation continue from there. And if you are the winner, next week we'll let you know. On this note, we'll draw the curtain on this week's edition of Engineering and You. I want to say a big thank you to Engineer FELIX ADEGBOYE for coming to shed more light on what telecommunication and ICT is all about. Next week is another time, and from me, Tunelani, I'm saying bye-bye.